Hello everyone, welcome back to my shooting guide where we take a look at the different tanks in World of Tanks and examine their armor to show you the weak spots and also the strong spots. So today we're going to be doing some premium tanks as well as the next few episodes after this. So we're going to start with the Americans at tier 8. We have the T-34. On paper, it's kind of similar to the T-29. It has 102 hull armor, 76 on the sides and 51 on the rear, and that strong American turret, 279 frontal armor, 127 on the sides, and it's actually pretty strong on the back, 203. Alright, so how good is the T-34's armor really? Well, get the colors on here. And of course, since this is a sloped upper plate, the farther up you shoot up, the harder it may be to penetrate. There is a weak spot over here though. This little machine gun. It's only 70 millimeters of armor compared to 102 on the rest. The lower plate, it's only 70 but with sloping about 110-ish. So pretty much the frontal hole is just easy to go through, especially at this tier. For the turret though, of course, with T-34, T-32, T-29, it's all about the turret armor. 279. And even more in some places, depending on where you shoot. So definitely don't shoot at the mantlet. The cheeks, with this angle that they're at, they're just as hard to hit. 178 with the slope, getting up to the 300. Maybe 260 on the side, but it's going to be tough. And of course you always could hit this little hatch up here. It's only 60 millimeters of armor, but good luck hitting that. It's pretty small. Of course with the sides, you don't want to shoot up where the mantlet is, of course. Pretty much just anywhere on the side, you'll be fine, no problem. It's only 130 you'll need at least. This little hatch may be a little bit more difficult to hit, at least down there, because you can't really hit that unless you're really, really lucky. So the front up here is going to be harder to hit than the back. The back's only 51 millimeters of armor. The front is 76. But with the tracks, depending on where you shoot, you only need about 120. That's easy. At tier 8, you should have enough penetration to go through that, no problem. The back, though, do not shoot at the back of the turret. It's 203 millimeters, but if you've got more than 200, you'll be fine, but if his turret's angled a little bit, it's going to be a little bit tougher. So, best bet, shoot down here, anywhere on the pretty much just flat area here. 51, that's it. It's even weaker as you go down. It's just no problem getting through the back of that thing. Next up, tier 8 again, medium tank, the Super Pershing. Now, the Super Pershing can be hard to get through sometimes. It's got some trollish armor. It has 177 frontal hull armor, 76 on the sides, 50 on the rear. The turret, on paper, has 101 in the front, and 76 on the sides, and also the rear. Alright, the Troll Super Pershing. So a few patches ago, this armor was nerfed, but it's still pretty strong. The lower plate, it's only 76 with 38 space armor, but you're going to need the 200s to get through it with the angling. And for the upper plate, yeah, that's going to be a little bit tough. It looks like the farther up you go, the weaker it does get, but down here, 250 at least. There is a little machine gun right here. If you can hit that, it's only 76. Weak spot. Make sure to hit that. Otherwise, you're going to need at least 250 to get through that frontal armor. turret. It's plenty of spaced armor. If you shoot anywhere where the mantlet is, it's questionable. You know, but you never know. You may penetrate, you may not. But of course, as you should know already, big weakness of the Super Pershing is this little machine gun thing looking on top. You can shoot that. That's definitely where you want to shoot that. Only 137 millimeters is needed to get through that. So Super Pershing on the front, this little machine gun if you have good accuracy and you're up close. Otherwise, go for this machine gun on the top of its turret. That's your best bet of doing anything. As for the sides, it's kind of like the T-34 again. It's stronger, has stronger sides in the front, weaker in the back. And for the turret, yeah, it's pretty weak, only 80s. Tier 8, anything can go through that. Just don't go too far forward, otherwise you're going to have a few issues. For the back, nothing too special here. Only in the 20s in this lower plate, even with angle. On this flat, it's only in the 50s, nothing too big. Up here it's 28, but depending on your gun, you may ricochet off. The turret, 76, that's pretty much it. Unless you go down to this angle, then it's a little bit more, but the Super Pershing only has real armor on the front. The sides and the rear, don't worry about. So, again, just make sure to shoot that machine gun. That's how you're going to penetrate this tank from the front. Well, the Americans don't have too many premium tanks, so this goes rather quickly. At Tier 5, there is the T-14 heavy tank. It has 50 hull armor, all around pretty much, and 101 turret armor, all around. Alright, the T-14. It has 102 hull armor on the front and bottom right here. As you go up, it gets a little bit weaker. Looks like this whole plate along here is only 51, with the angling it's going to be about 70. And it's not much of a weak spot right here. Even though you may think it is, it's not really. I wouldn't recommend shooting at the turret, especially at Tier 5. You're going to probably have some troubles going through that, especially if the turret's angled even more than it already is. So just avoid the turret. If anything, just shoot at this. Anywhere along here between the two lights, you'll be fine. And the sides. Again, I don't recommend shooting at this turret. You may have some troubles, again, depending on the angle. These tracks also may be a little bit difficult depending on what Tier 5 tank you're in. You may need in the 120s penetration to get through the tracks in this spaced armor along here. Your best bet's shooting up here at the side, which is only 51 millimeters of armor, and it's usually pretty flat unless they're angled. So that's going to be your best bet for the sides. For the rear, pretty much again, don't shoot at the turret. And it's only 51 millimeters down here. There's a little band right here that's only 38, but it's a little bit more angled, so it may be tougher to go through. So definitely just shoot down here. Anywhere in this bottom, you'll be fine. And last up today, we're going to take a look at the Ram 2, also at Tier 5. It has 76 millimeters of frontal hull armor, 63 on the sides, 38 on the rear. And the turret has 76 in the front and sides, and 51 in the rear. Alright, last up for today, we have the Ram 2. So, on the bottom, this rounded area, the farther down you shoot, it's only going to be about 51 millimeters of armor. Nothing too bad. The Tier 5, most tanks can go through that. But as you move up, it gets stronger. You're going to have problems, maybe in this area, depending on what tank you're in. Right here, it's only 65 millimeters. So, if you have to, yeah, don't shoot over there. I wouldn't recommend shooting over there either. If anything, just shoot right here at this little, looks like a machine gun. That'll be your best bet of penetrating the hole, or just real far down, but not too far. There is a place on the turret which has 0 millimeters of armor. It's right on top and right under the gun. But if you missed off a little bit, you're gonna have to deal with 114 millimeters. May have troubles with that. Even at the side, 0. Otherwise, the rest of the turret's about 76, depending on how they're angled. So the turret, if you got enough penetration, sure, easy. And if you have enough accuracy, shoot where it's 0, right above, or right under the gun. The sides, there's a big weak spot on this hatch right here. It's only 51. Otherwise, you're looking at 63 all along, and even more if you're shooting down at the tracks. So definitely just shoot at this weak spot. You won't have any problems. The turret, if you have a low penetrating gun, I would not recommend shooting at it. You're gonna need at least 80 to get through. There's a little weak spot here, but good luck hitting that. And the rear, 30 millimeters of armor right here. This these doors right here, you can shoot there. You'll penetrate all day long. Otherwise, you're gonna need about 40. But it's not too strong in the back. The turret, I don't see why you would need to shoot at the turret if you got all this down here. But if you do, try to shoot as center as possible. As you go off to the sides, it gets stronger and more angled. So thanks for watching this video. If you liked it, share it with your friends, and let me know in the comments. Also, what kind of tanks do you want me to do next? After I'm done with all the premium tanks, I'm open to ideas. Put those in the comments too. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys later. It's actually pretty strong on the back, 203. Alright, so how good is the T-34's armor really? Well, get the colors on here. And of course, since this is a sloped upper plate, the farther up you shoot up, the harder it may be to penetrate. There is a weak spot over here though, with T-34, T-32, T-29. It's all about the turret armor. 279. And even more in some places, depending on where you shoot. So definitely don't shoot at the mantlet. The cheeks, with this angle that they're at, they're just as hard to hit. 178. I'm going to start with the Americans. At tier 8, we have the T-34. On paper, it's kind of similar to the T-29. It has 102 whole armor, 76 on the sides and 51 on the rear. And that strong American turret, 279 frontal armor, 127 on the sides, and hello everyone, welcome back to my shooting guide where we take a look at the different tanks in World of Tanks and examine their armor to show you the weak spots and also the strong spots. So today we're going to be doing some premium tanks as well as the next few episodes after this. So we're this little machine gun, it's only 70 millimeters of armor compared to 102 on the rest. The lower plate, it's only 70 but with sloping about 110-ish. So pretty much the frontal hole is just easy to go through, especially at this tier. For the turret though, of course,